Welcome, trendsetters. We are Alicia and Nicole from Positive Image. As salon owners, hairstylists, and business coaches, we're here to help you navigate the ever-changing landscape of the beauty industry and discover the secrets to creating a thriving salon business. So grab your favorite beverage, cozy up in your salon chair, and let's dive into the world of hair, style, and entrepreneurship together.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Positive Image Podcast. This is our last episode in our How to Open a Salon in Toronto summer series. Don't worry, not our last actual episode ever, just of the series. I'm Alicia, and today we're diving into one of my love-hate topics, branding and marketing your salon.
I didn't realize this was a love-hate topic for you. That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it and it comes easily to me, but I don't like doing it.
Right. So we can talk about it, but when we have to implement it on ourselves, I feel like a lot of salon owners are like that too. Like, I can talk about your business and what you need to do for your business till I'm blue in the face. But if everything was turned on me, I just want to go into my shell and hide because, my business is perfect. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So nothing needs to change.
Nothing needs to change. No way. So today we are not just talking about your logos and your fonts, because you can be the best hairstylist in the city, but if no one knows who you are or how to book you, it's going to be a struggle.
Exactly. So let's walk you through how to show up in the world, what you've built by branding, as well as your booking systems, and to have your momentous grand opening moment.
Yay.
So let's get into it. What is a brand and why it matters? A lot of people think branding is just a logo and colors, but it's so much more than that. And Nicole's going to tell us.
Yeah. So what your brand is I think the best way to describe it is that feeling that people get when they interact with your salon. The tone of voice that you have, what your values are, and the kind of experience that you want to create within the salon. It needs to be how you show up consistently. So, whether that be on your website, your social media, your in salon vibe, your bookings, your emails, as well as how you hold yourself and your staff to a certain standard, then this is really important because, again, it's all about consistency.
Exactly. It's how people are going to recognize you, trust you, and the most important part, decide if you're the right salon for them. We're going to figure out our core brand elements by considering our name and logo. That is the bare minimum. Uh, we really do need so much more to be seen as a brand versus just a business with the name and logo. So you're going to talk about figure out your color palette and design, your font. We're going to find our voice and our language, which is your tone. So are you a luxury? Are you playful? Are you inclusive? What are you? Who are you? We're going to find our core values. These are your fundamental beliefs that guide your identity. The best way to start that is to find your 3 things that you want to stand for. And then we have our mission statement or our brand promise. And this is what you're going to deliver every time. And this will be a summary of the aims and values of the company. So you're going to have your core values, which are your 3 pillars, and that's going to help you create a statement or brand promise from those values into an actual sentence, which makes a statement. So when we think about this, what I keep going on about, but we want it to be so much more is, when I first opened, I found an amazing artist to design my logo and my colors, or I decided the colors, and had him put it together for me. And it was always kind of felt like something was missing. And then a couple years later, I was really fortunate to meet a designer, graphic designer, art director, whatever you want to call them, brand designer. There's all these creative names, same as, hairstylists like to find creative names for what we are. And when he sat down with me, he asked me so many more questions, like a consultation, like what we do with our clients, to really figure out who our client is versus just them showing us a picture and slapping that haircut or color onto their head. We want to know who they are before we can design something that actually works for them. So when I worked with him, that's when I felt like I actually created a brand, not just a new logo. We're still the same place, but at the same time, we showed up in a whole new way. And what I would say is a pro and a con is from that is we started to look like a place that had multiple locations. People would respond to me like as if I've been open for a while and we're a bigger corporation, which was a really cool feeling to me to be like, oh, okay. I'm like big leagues to you. Um, Sometimes on the other side, it's like, I know actually I need you to remember that even though I look pretty and stand out pretty, I'm just one. Just one. Uno. Uno. So there are pros and cons, but I would definitely say you're going to stand out more and build that trust of what people can expect if you've created a brand versus just creating a name and logo. So with that, I want to give you a little bit of an example. So our three pillars would be empowerment, authenticity, and community. When I say our, I mean for positive image itself. And our mission statement would be positive image podcast and coaching exists to empower hairstylists and salon owners with real conversations, practical tools, and authentic stories, building confidence, connection, and community in the beauty industry. So that's just a little taste of what we've created. And I hope that helps you kind of get a bit of a better idea because this stuff is daunting and it's sometimes we just need to search a bunch to start to feel like we can create it, which is why I said find three things first and then you can kind of elaborate from there.
I know when I opened the shop, I didn't realize how important having the brand was. I was very fortunate to work with a graphics artist right in the beginning. And so I was able to develop through my name and the logo and everything like that. And then finding the pillars is such an important part because it can gives you consistency that you can like if one of your words, and I'll use what we have, authenticity. And so if authenticity is one of the words that you have for your team and one of your stylists is coming in and they're being fake or they're being mean or they're gossiping, you can really sit down. There's our core values are authenticity, community, and empowerment. So if you're going behind somebody's back to talk about them, are you being authentic or are you being a community at that time? So it really brings everything that you can do within your salon back to those core values and your mission statement. So it's super, super, super important. All right. So we have our brand, which is great. Now, the next step in kind of really building your salon is you really want to find your niche and your dream client. So before you post anything online, you really need to start asking yourself, who are we talking to or who are you talking to? Who is your ideal clientele?
Exactly. Because if you're talking to everyone, you're kind of talking to no one, right? You're throwing out your fishing line in the wrong area. All the fish are in over there.
But you can even use that as like a really good analogy is like, okay, so you have a pond in front of you and you have no idea what type of fish are in that pond. So you're just going to go and grab any old, I know nothing about fishing, so apologize if people do. You're going to go and grab any old hook. Well, it might be this teeny tiny hook that bends really easily, and you might have your pond might be full of sharks that can break it in 2 seconds. So if you don't know what kind of person or fish that you're dealing with, you won't know what tools to use and what you can do to grab them because you just don't want anybody in your salon. You really want to have your day working with your dream clientele.
100%. So once you know who they are, then you'll know what to say and where and when to say it. So we're gonna go into some questions to ask yourself when going through it. We're just gonna think of age range, lifestyle, their income, their value systems. What's their vibe? Are they boho, glam, edgy, natural, minimalist? Like who are your people? Um, we're also gonna want to figure out where they hang out. Like, are they online? Are they on social media? Or are they not on social media at all? And then maybe they're in your local cafes, your local parks, your farmers markets. Like, where do your people hang out? Nicole, did you want to share a little exercise that you have?
Yeah. So, what you can do, especially this works really well if you do have a bit more of an established clientele. And what you could do is you could really sit down at the end of the day, each day, and really think about who brought you joy in the day of your clientele and who just made your heart sing. And alternatively, you can also be like, who did you just want to do the work and just get them out of the door? And if you do this consistently for about 6 weeks, what you'll be able to find is some sort of connection between the clients and why they bring you joy, why they make your heart sing versus the clients that don't. So once you have that information, then you can also market to that type of person. So you could be really attracted to people who love sci-fis. And so maybe you go to Comic-Con and you start handing out your business card to people who are into the same books as you or TV shows as you. You know, that might be a really neat way to get those people in your chair.
And especially because I know for myself, so dream client, some people call it your preferred client, an avatar, that's what you're building. And for me personally, I always get overwhelmed whenever I'm in a course or something and they're like, "Let's build your avatar of your preferred client." And I find it overwhelming. So I think that is a really cool way to factually, because obviously my brain loves facts, factually find who your people are.
The other side of this too is if you look at what your dream clientele is, like who you think you want, and then you look at who you actually enjoy, you might have two different type of people right there. And you might be thinking that you want to attract this type of clientele when all actuality, they might be the people that you just want to kind of like shuffle in and out of the salon really, really quickly. So it kind of gives you some really good information in that regard as well.
Love it. Okay, great. So we're going to move on to building your marketing plan. This can be you want to do something initial and then you can develop this and evolve it along the way because obviously your marketing goals aren't necessarily going to stay the same. So now that we have our dream client, we know who we're talking to. It aligns with our brand, with our tone, our messaging, our pillars, all these little things. And you can also take your dream client and make sure it reflects with your brand also. And maybe you need to go back and make some adjustments there. I want everyone to keep in mind we don't need to post every single day, and we don't need to post on every single platform. It's a matter of figuring out where our people are and what makes the most sense for us. So, like, I'm gonna throw out a wild idea. If all of our clients are like in a retirement home, we probably don't need to be on social media. Or if you want to have a social media account, you probably don't need to post on it. Like you can just post your first few posts just to say who you are and what you do, but you don't necessarily need to keep posting it. That's more for their kids to find you than like they're not finding you probably. So you're just going to think about how else you're going to create that connection.
With that, like you might also want to do, say, a newsletter or something like that rather than an Instagram
Sure.
post. So
Yeah,
you're really marketing to who your clients are and you're not just looking at like, oh, I have to do social media.
exactly. We really want to think about where are they actually, so we're not wasting our time on platforms that don't benefit us and don't really matter. It doesn't mean we're doing nothing. It's just that means we're gearing every bit of effort, because we have 20 jobs already, every bit of effort to actual connection with our clients or potential clients. So figuring out where we are, where they are, and again, consistency, not constantly. Some some things it makes sense to schedule it and post every day. Some things it makes sense to post once a week. Maybe this is, like when you're building this, you're listening to this and you're like, yeah, and then the next year I want to do this. And so you've set up 6 months from when you open. That first 6 months, maybe you're just posting once a week. Like that's reasonable for where you're at. So think about where the people are, who your dream clients are, what actually makes sense for you and the platform, and make it consistent, not constant. Set a schedule, and that's part of your marketing plan. Where you're posting, what you're going to post, and when.
Knowing that your clientele isn't in a retirement home and you do need to use the internet and social media to help build your marketing plan, the kind of must-haves that you need to do to start your salon is you need to have a Google business profile. This is your SEO gold. So what an SEO is your search engine optimization. This is keywords that you need that helps draw organic traffic to your website. So set that up, post regularly on your Google profile. You want to answer your reviews right away and also ask your clientele for reviews. That's really a really great way of building up your business profile. And the better your profile rates on Google, the more it's going to show and seen. You can also pay for Google ads too, but that's a whole different story for another podcast. Then you want to look at your Instagram. So when you're doing your marketing for your Instagram, you really want to think storytelling. This is not just your hair photos. You want to give them some sort of service or value to why are they visiting your Instagram? So hair tips, kind of your personality, some hair photos, and you really want to think about if you were a client looking at this Instagram post, what would you like to see? What would you like to learn with it? You want to have your website. You want to make sure that is simple, clear, that it's mobile friendly, and you need to have your booking link and service menu there and available as well. So that needs to be very clear and very easy to get to. Then you're going to start generating an email list, and this is your email from all of your clients. This is great for sending out a newsletter, for letting them know about promotions, updates, sharing your vibe. Again, more value that you can give to your clientels, tips, tricks, sometimes only email list promos that you can do within it. From there, if you look at the businesses around where you're going to be located, look at what you can do to have local partnerships. Partner with other neighborhood businesses, do some cross promotions like cafes, flower shops, clothing, boutiques, if there's an aesthetic only and you're a hair only, something along those lines that you guys can host events or charity stuff or anything that you can do to really strengthen that partnership. Within the salon, you can have a referral program which incentivizes your best promoters, who are your clients, to bring in more clients to you. You can also have a point system, and the point system is going to be really good for the client spending the money. It gives them more value back when they are cashing out, whether it's a mask or a treatment or a product or anything like that. And the last important must have is a booking platform. You want to make it as easy for the client to actually book an appointment with you anytime, day or night. And also a good booking platform will also help capture credit card information so that you aren't left with a empty spot because somebody didn't show up or somebody canceled last minute. So these are really, really important things to help you focus on your marketing and building the best business that you can?
Feels like a lot, but this is building our plan. So we're going to figure out what we need to do here and what platforms we're going to be on, what makes sense for us. We're going to set a day once a month for us to work on this plan. And this might be just planning it all out. It might be working on content. It might be editing. It might be updating the different platforms, responding to reviews, creating our email ideation of different promotions, stuff like that. That's what we're going to do once a month, set it up, and then we're have that consistency on it, and we know what we're saying and what our plan is. We're also going to reuse or use the exact same idea or thought process for that month or week or whatever it is. So say you have a promotion of, you're welcoming all the new people, everyone that comes to us in our opening month will receive a $15 hair mask at their visit. And so we're going to have that same message in our emails, on our socials, on any physical promotion items, staff meetings, anywhere we're going to be sharing our marketing stuff, we're going to do there. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah,
does to me.
cool.
Perfect. Okay, so now
Amazing.
now that you have all of these set up, and I love the idea of having a 1 day a month or 2 or 3 hours a week that you just have set aside to do your marketing and social media. You do not need to be a full-time content creator, but at the same time, that your online presence should still look professional. So the tips to kind of make sure that it's looking professional and consistent is you want to make sure that you use clean and well-lit photos. So whether you're by a window or you have a ring light, that you're using those to take your photos. You can create a branded Canva templates. They have a brand kit that you can use for absolutely everything, and that always puts in your logo, your fonts, the colors, and everything like that. So it makes it really, really easy. And then you can change it from Instagram to Facebook to emails or anything along those lines, and you can use the same thing over and over, reusing that idea over and over again. Um, you can mix in behind the scenes content within your social media too, even from some of your newsletters too. Even a quick photo of like what's going on in the salon or Halloween is right around the corner. Like, here's our Halloween costume, or this is the idea that we're showing. So if anybody who shows up dressed like blah, blah, blah at Halloween, you get a free shampoo or something like that, and give them a reason to read your newsletter or Instagram or something. You want to share tips and how to's, post your education. Don't gatekeep that knowledge that is in your brain. Share it with the world. Nothing is going to be gained by keeping that in your brain. So spread your knowledge on Instagram, on your newsletters, anywhere that your clients on your website have an education page, whatever you want. Ask your clients for testimonials, ask them for selfies, get them to post on their social media too, because the more your clients will post on theirs, the more reach that you're going to get from their friends and everything like that. And then always write your captions that speak to your ideal client, not just about yourself. So once you figure out what your ideal client is, you really need to focus on what does my ideal client want to hear and how can I use my tone, my voice to help attract them even.
Amazing. So all of these tips are little pieces that are going to help you build that trust before they ever even decide to click the book now button, which is what we want. Often, our clients or even potential stylists looking for a new salon are typically stalking us online from a distance for 3 to 8 months before they ever take action. So, this is why marketing matters. Wherever it matters that your people are, they're going to be watching you for a long time before they ever take action. And that's what we need to be working on is the long-term goal, not the short term.
Exactly. Now that our long-term goal of opening a salon is just around the corner, we need to talk about and figure out how to do your grand opening. Like, this is your marketing moment, so you need to use it.
I love it. So exciting. So we're going to end up, no matter what, having a soft launch. And then we should also create a grand opening. I've known people who've waited a whole year to have their grand opening. So you do you. Personally, I'd want it sooner, but I understand. Often we're going to have our soft launch when we're just capable of being operable, but there's still a lot of little fine tunings that we're a little anxious about that still need to happen. So we're going to start to have our clients and guests come in. We can have a little party then too, if you want, like a little community thing, friends and family. Maybe you just talk to a few little neighbor businesses. And then our grand opening is going to be a bit of a bigger buzz. We want to make sure we're reaching out to media people. If you've decided to do the influencer thing, we're going to go that way. Anyone in our community, in our newsletters, anyone that's touched our business at any point, we want to invite them, have them to this big party and really celebrate everyone. Your marketing checklist, teasing the opening. So wherever your people are at, if that's social media, if maybe it's a farmer's market, we're going to make sure that we've set up 3 to 6 months before we ever actually come close to opening our business, that we've already started to start interacting and creating that buzz. We're going to share the behind the scenes progress, your cute little, like, got my keys, all the construction. We're going to have countdown posts. So ever you want to do that, days, weeks, months, it can be anything. And then your final reveal dates are also fun, or, stay tuned. We got this thing happening. There's so many fun things you can do there. We're going to invite influencers or key people from the community. You can also include like your counselors, your mayor, if you really want to. That'd be cool if you got the mayor out. Maybe in a small town, you can get the mayor out. Your MPs, MPPs, all those little things, you can invite them too. Maybe there's some influencers from the neighborhood. That'd be cool. Keep in mind, though, whenever we're doing those things, we still want to go back to our brand and our dream client. It doesn't make sense to have an influencer come if they're like their viewers, their followers have nothing to do with your dream client. Like it's not a connect, right? It's not just like, oh, I just need an influencer here to post about this. You need an influencer that connects with your audience. That's what matters. You can offer a limited time promotion for when you open. Collect reviews immediately. So I would say be on top of the reviews hard in that first little bit. And honestly, especially if I would assume you're opening from having a reasonable sized clientele. When you open, those clients are so excited and so happy for you. They really want to leave a review, and it's going to be long and talking about how many years they've been talking to you and you've been doing their hair and they're in love with you, all these great things. So you want that to happen. You want to encourage them to do it. They want to see you succeed. And then we're also going to think about any kind of decor or signage that's going to be shareable, postable. It'll be something your clients or anyone who's at the party definitely wants to get in front of and take some pictures and then share it with everyone else, because everyone else's network is what you want to attract, because they have a much wider reach. You only have a small reach thus far because you just started. You want that big reach to come to you and find you and be like, who are they? I want to be with them.
I'd also put in there, like, for the marketing, we hired a photographer, and you could even hire a videographer so that you can actually not just get written reviews, but you can get live testimonials, videos, that you can also turn into written reviews too. And we had like a photo wall with fun things. So people were able to get the photos of themselves or friends together. And that's always really nice for your website too, just to have like smiling, happy people too. So those are some good kind of tips to have for your grand opening too. If you are going to do a discount, do not discount too heavily with your services. Really value your work. You want loyalty. You don't want bargain hunters. So I have a rule within the shop that I never, ever, ever discount my services. I would rather give them away for free than give a percentage off. And if I am going to give a percentage, it will always be for retail only. So again, do not discount your work that heavily and try not to discount it at all. And I would say start your marketing and your social profile a minimum of 3 to 6 months prior. Make sure you can post consistently, not constantly, to slowly build hype over time so that when it does come to opening, you already have invested interest in you and your salon. So enjoy it. That is one of the fun parts of new business ownership is the opening party. It is a lot of fun.
I mean, it's kind of like a wedding in a sense too, where you're just like, everyone loves me. Yay. Awesome. Let's wrap it up. So we covered building your brand, finding your dream client, creating a marketing strategy and plan, and how to maintain it, creating those systems to support your growth immediately from the get-go, and officially launching your salon to the public.
Well, I think we've covered quite a lot today. So sadly, this is also the end. This is our last episode of our 6-part summer series. So we started from number 38, going to today. And if this is your first episode, here's a recap of what we talked about this summer. So episode 38 was our first steps in opening a salon, what it really takes to open the doors, what you need, and the groundwork for the beginning of your journey and being a business owner. And then episode 39 was the registration, the legal parts of salon ownership. We'll remind you that we are in Toronto, Canada, so we do speak more on Canada, Ontario, Toronto, but you can also adapt that to your own city and country. Then episode 40 was finding your location, licenses, and health and safety. 41 was opening costs. How much does it really cost to open a salon and all things money? This one's really important and a bit of an eye opener when you look at what you think it's going to cost to actually what it does cost. A couple big surprises. Number 42, salon policies. And this is all things that will help keep you safe as an employer and a business owner. And number 43, branding, launching, and your business publicly. So we will be back with season 5 in just a few weeks. And we cannot wait to keep empowering you with our authentic conversation and strengthening the incredible community we're building together. We'll see you soon.
Thanks so much for hanging out with us today. Take this knowledge and just keep developing yourself. And hey, we want to hear from you too. Join the conversation using our hashtag #PositiveImagePodcast. Share your thoughts, questions, and success stories. Who knows, we might just feature you on an upcoming episode. Don't keep us a secret, tag your friends too. Want to keep learning? Check out our show notes. Find us on Instagram at hello.positiveimage and be sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode filled with inspiration and insights.